Yeah, so you said living your life like it's golden. Why, like, let's talk about just like what that means to you. Where are you now in your journey, your wellness journey? What are you striving for at this time?
Well, I'm striving for balance. Okay. So, I've been retired for 4 years now, but you wouldn't know it because my workload is probably more overloaded than I've ever been. But it's the kind of work that I can get up in the morning and work late at night and not even get paid for. Like last night, I took over a class for a professor and we're online. And the kids at the end, college students, pre-service teachers said to me, "Thank you so much, Dr. Cobb. We really enjoyed your class." That's what I live for. It's like, and I'm not saying that I'm going to continue to do that, but it was so rewarding and so fulfilling too. I went to sleep last night and I had this big smile on my face. It's like, I still got it. I still got it.
Yeah.
But other than work, it's making sure that I have the balance because, and we'll talk about this a little later, because of you, I've been trying to do more plant-based cooking. And so I used your book a lot. And I try to make different recipes. I'm having friends over next week and I'm cooking, making a lunch for them. Yep. And I've been promoting. I said, oh, I gave them your website and all that because that was part of my transition when we started to work together. And so, yeah.
So I want you to share with the listeners some of the things that we've done together. So there have been quite a few pieces on the journey. So I think we started with coaching, right? So you did my 6-month program. Tell me a little
Mhm.
bit about your experience in the coaching program.
Yeah, well, in the coaching program, it was so eclectic. I mean, you introduced me to a lot of things. And it was around meditation. We did a little bit of work with chakra. We did some work around movement, breathing, just things that now I have in my toolbox,
Yeah.
and I pull them up when I need them. Like, for example, the breathing. I was in the ER room uh, for some reason. Things weren't working right. And so I started to panic. And it's like, you have the breathing exercises. And so I just did a big inhale, and slowly exhaled. And we did that a lot at the beginning of our sessions.
Yeah.
So those are a number of things that I gained from
Yeah.
working with you around coaching. And actually the periodic check-ins were really good because I was also working on weight loss and it
Yeah,
kind of helped me.
that's right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it held me accountable as well because we check in and you say, well, where are you now? And I was like, oh, I am. I'm actually a little over. Okay. So why do you think that happened? And then we go back and check my plan and then just review it just to see that. So yeah, so that was really a jump start for me. It really was.
And then I feel like, you're like a really great example of how it's really not, I always say changing everything changes everything. Like I really believe that. That's like my little quote. And I know that we've done a lot of different things. So that was one, the coaching. And then you actually signed up for during the pandemic, the culinary program, right? And that was a year-long program that you were with me along with some other folks. So tell me
Mhm.
about that experience. That
That experience I really miss. I want to say that I really miss that experience, but because it was a community of people who were like-minded, and we wanted to extend our repertoire when it came to eating and cooking and looking at things differently. So, and so out of that group, I at least have two friends still, that I check in with, and we just make sure that we're all good. So, but I love the fact that it was, um I think every 2 weeks that we would, yeah, every 2 weeks we get together on a Saturday. You would send us the recipe. You'd send us the ingredients so we could do our shopping like the week before. And we'd cook together virtually. It's like, oh my goodness. And we would share just things that was happening in our lives, but we're cooking. And that's what I told. I was at a Black Expo for women last weekend. And so they asked about meditation and that kind of thing. And I said, oh yeah, I meditate. And I said, and so she said, well, oh, and I did a vision board. And on my vision board, I put plant-based. So I'm striving to be more plant-based. And she said, oh, are you vegan? I said, well, not really vegan, but I'm trying to eat more plant-based. And she said, oh, okay. And yeah, and so people were coming to me to ask me, like, what is that?
Wow, really?
Yeah, what is that?
Wow.
I told them, I said, if you want my my guru's website, then send me an email and I'll send it to you. I had about 3 people to
Wow.
ask me for it, so hopefully they'll get. But it's amazing. It was amazing. I look forward to it. We all look forward to it, and we post our food and we, just show each other what we've done with it, which is wonderful because people had different variations, and it's like, oh, I didn't see it
Yeah.
like that.
The same recipe, right?
Same recipe, but it would be and the way they present it, the way they played it was just amazing.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's
oh my
amazing. I
goodness.
just you really get to see people's individual personality, right? I love that. And
Yeah.
then you also did a number of cleanses. You've done the palette reset too.
Hmm. I
Yeah.
did. I did. And those are something when you say reset, that's what it is. It's a reset. It can be a challenge initially, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. But then when you do it and you see the benefits of it and the benefits are how you feel, how you think, how you're able to move better, how you're able to connect better. It's like, oh my goodness, why don't I do this all of the time?
Yeah.
Which is what I come back to when things are off.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, I have to do a cleanse because I got to get whatever is in my system out. And so that is something that, again, is in my toolbox.